another issue I wanted to address as well is some of the hate comments that I'm seeing on Facebook pages, like YNet's Facebook page. I reported some of the comments, and thank goodness I can't undo some of the reports. I mean, in a way, because then, like, they would not take it seriously, and since I've already reported it, but I mean, just some of the comments were so hateful, it's like, I had to report them. For example, there's this one user who doesn't quite get why recognizing Israel as a Jewish state is important. She says, only quote-unquote country in the world where religion decides citizenship, mixing national identity with religious myths, yields this Mickey Mouse system. I can see some Zionist fanatics having a political orgasm. Enjoy. You would think that in order to make a better case, people would not respond as hatefully as Ghassan did, let alone worsely than he did. Well, it just got pretty worse, and let's see, this comment, okay, so I reported the comments, but I suppose if anyone else can see them, they were just, you know, nasty, hateful. One of the comments called him a monkey. I mean, just really, really inappropriate comments, and I'm sitting there going, okay, I've seen this several times on several pages. I could actually go back to my Twitter, and because I reposted one of the comments, not because I agreed with it, but because I told YNet basically, or Haaretz or someone, to knock it off, because some of the comments are just so hateful. It's like, you know what, we don't need this. And I'm trying to find it right now, but while I'm talking about it, just some of the comments were so unbelievable. It's like, what? Oh, here we go. Here's the comment. Here's the comment, because this is the kind of stuff that YNet and Facebook unfortunately allowed. I'm not saying that. Let me read you some of the comments from this one in case they weren't removed. Oh, okay. This is the link to... Oh boy. Alright, that's another discussion apparently. But yes, I can't get to the original story, but okay, yeah, I can't get to the original story, but there were hateful comments there as well. But one of the comments that I reposted from one of those stories was, oh, it was about when John Kerry had said what he said, and in reference to Obama, someone said, and again, I'm not condoning or endorsing this. In fact, I said that YNet News and Facebook should report this to the Secret Service, and at the time, they had not at all done anything about it, and I said to them that they should report the deplorable comment, which was this, quote-unquote, drop dead Obama. She was calling him Obsama. I think that's what she was trying to get at, because she clearly mixed the spellings on purpose, but she said, drop dead Obsama and take Kerry with you. I mean, clearly that's a threat, and that's the kind of stuff that YNet and Facebook and Haaretz are allowing, and Virtual Jerusalem is also allowing hateful comments, and it's like, what is going on? I mean, really, when you see a threat against the President of the United States and the Secretary of State, even if you don't agree with what he said, you should really take that very seriously and say, hey, we need to moderate this. We need to not allow these hate comments to slide. We need to, and actually I'm going to go see if I can find it just to see if it's still on there, because what was said was extremely deplorable. I hope they've removed it by now. I'm going to check on that while I'm talking, because I want to make the point that these comments are seriously just not appropriate, and it's getting to a point where, for lack of a better term, Facebook needs to think about what they're doing. And let's see. Okay. Oh yeah, okay, here's, while I'm at it, while I'm at it, let's see. There's hateful comments on one story while I'm here. So, they're talking to this guy who apparently, oh jeez. I mean, this is the kind of hateful stuff that, oh my. I mean, some of the stuff is really hateful here, and this is a story about how Holocaust victims are being honored in Berlin, and someone, I have to get back to practicing Hebrew, so, well, I'm not going to try to even read his name right now, but he says, like, I mean, this guy's so hateful, and this is the kind of stuff that they allow on, I mean, this is the kind of stuff that they allow, and they need to moderate this more seriously. This is just on the story about on the victims who are honored on the sidewalks right now. They say, let's see, I don't exactly know who he's necessarily talking to here, but he says, Hertz, you're one obsessed freak. Perhaps you should commit suicide. Do yourself a favor. You are sperm that should have been captured in a condom and flushed down the toilet. You and that bald gimp have no life. You cockered bum Bailey poofter. Big suck on his sour lemon. I mean, these are just hateful comments, and apparently he's talking to a guy named Hertz, because it says, Hertz, you are unreservedly pathetic, starve for attention, and then the hate comments continue. Says, whoever this is, let's see. Okay, the guy's name is Norman Hertz, so they're bullying a guy named Norman Hertz, and apparently he might be trolling, but that still doesn't excuse bullying. And, this is the other kind of comments that's going on, so, let's see. So Norman Hertz makes a comment, that's the behavior, or centuries-old one, I guess referring to the person who, I don't know if it's a reference to, well, it looks like a lot of people are trolling on here, misbehaving on here, but whatever it is, let's see. I mean, this guy's not better, obviously, but, let's see. So even the comments get more hateful. And, okay, for example, this, Shine Boy, climb back up your tree. Okay, LOL, Ebola monkey, funny you should mention bananas, LOL. I mean, just some of the comments get even worse. Let's see. Mr. Ali Khan preaches his insanity again. Keep calm and ignore the retard. I'm just not understanding why these hate comments are allowed. And by the way, when he talks about a quote-unquote bald gimp, you know what? I'm disabled, and I don't appreciate the term gimp being allowed to be used on any website to call someone that. And it's like when they're calling the person a quote-unquote Ebola monkey, and it's just not appropriate. It's like, why in the heck are we condemning, for example, David Sterling, when we're not even willing to make sure that the hateful comments here on pages like YNet and Haaretz and Virtual Jerusalem and other pages are removed? So, as I said, I'm calling on YNet and Haaretz and everyone else who has a Facebook page where they allow hateful comments to step up and do the right thing, and for Facebook to step up and do the right thing and say, hey, we're going to enforce our TOS, this racist and, you know, anti-Semitic, and I'm trying to think about an appropriate term for disabled persons, but I guess you could say anti-disabled persons language is just really inappropriate, and we need to step up and, you know what, stop this shiz, because it's getting out of hand. And also the threats against the president and the threats against the Secretary of State, just totally inappropriate, and we don't condone violence. I mean, even for example, I wish I had a comment to report right now. Well, let me just report one of the comments that I just read. Let's see. So if I report the comment, it gives so if I click on hate speech, it goes to targets race or ethnicity, targets a religious group, targets based on gender orientation, targets people with a disability or disease. So of course I'm going to report the comment for targeting people with disabilities or diseases. And so Facebook is obviously not taking seriously their own TOS, and they need to start taking it seriously, and they need to start saying, enough's enough. We're not going to allow hate speech in the guise of free speech.